What's going on, everyone? I am a big believer here on this channel when it comes to Kendrick Nunn. I think Kendrick Nunn could be a huge X factor for the Los Angeles Lakers, whether we have Russell Westbrook or not. No matter what ends up happening, if Kendrick Nunn is on this team, I really think he's going to make an impact. Now, obviously, he's not a superstar or anything like that, but he is a guy that will know his role. He's going to come in. He's going to get you, 15 to 20 a night. He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. Shot 38% from three, plays some solid defense. He can shoot pretty much anywhere from the floor, attack the basket, play on the ball, off the ball, you name it, Kendrick Nunn can do it. I'm not saying that they're comparable skill set wise, but much like what the Lakers wanted from Kyrie Irving, Kendrick Nunn could be our Kyrie light, a guy that can shoot off the ball, on the ball, get to the hoop, create his own shot, create for others, this, that, and the other. The difference is Kendrick Nunn can actually play some solid defense. People forget that Kendrick Nunn was a 20-point per game in the playoffs for a finals team as the starting point guard for the Miami Heat. The guy averaged 14, just under 15 a game during the regular season, and then elevated his game come the playoffs. So he's not afraid of the big moment. He's a guy that'll show up night in and night out, if he can stay healthy, that is. And that's been the big question. What is going on with Kendrick Nunn? Is Kendrick Nunn healthy? We get the reports that he's not playing 5-on-5. We get reports that, the progress is being slower than usual. And there's a lot of concerns about the bone bruise. It could take up to 2 years. Is that something that is going to be a liability for Kendrick Nunn? Is he going to be healthy? Kendrick himself keeps reiterating every time that there's reports, I'm healthy, I'm good, I'm working out, I'm exercising, there's even videos of him, working out, doing exercises and training and stuff like that. He's not a big social media person. He's not a LeBron James that's basically documenting every single moment that he's on the court. But we got some good information about Kendrick Nunn thanks to Darvin Ham. Now, Darvin Ham did his presser, talked about Patrick Beverley, talked about, Westbrook, talked about pretty much the Lakers and the state of the Lakers as a whole. And one of the things that he talked about and mentioned was Kendrick Nunn and how Kendrick Nunn looks really good when he's doing the drills and working out and stuff like that. Here's the thing. The 5-on-5 thing, I don't think is a big deal because we're not even in a training camp yet. How many players are going 100% right now, running 5-on-5 games? Even guys like LeBron and Tatum and these guys that are doing the Drew League and crossover and stuff like that, the Pro-Am games, none of them are killing themselves out there. Yeah, they're on the court, but it's more for show rather than them playing, competitively and going all out, going 100%. Kendrick Nunn is coming back from an injury. He's not going to, go 100% until they start getting into training camp, and he is trying to work out and figure out a role. Once Kendrick Nunn gets to training camp, if all of a sudden reports from camp come out and it's like, yeah, Kendrick Nunn isn't playing 5-on-5 drills or he's limited in practices and stuff like that, then we have some cause for concern. But all of the information from the Lakers, like from Darvin Ham and Kendrick Nunn himself, all say that he is good to go and he looks great. And that is an incredible sign for us Lakers fans and just Lakers Nation in general, just because Kendrick Nunn could be a huge player on this Lakers team. Outside of Russell Westbrook, whether Westbrook's on this team or not, Kendrick Nunn is our third best player as far as what he brings to the table, what he could do. Guy that can play with LeBron, without LeBron, lead the team. He might be our third leading scorer right now. He's a guy that I believe night in and night out is going to give you 15 plus a game. He's going to be able to start some games, come off the bench other games. He's going to be a huge factor. I mean, people forget when the Lakers got Kendrick Nunn on the, mid-level exception, people were blown away. I mean, news, media, other organizations, fans, everything. It was like, how did the Lakers end up getting a guy who probably could have made 15 to 20 million a year for $6 million or 5.6 million or whatever it was? Like it was mind-blowing that the Lakers were able to go get a guy in Kendrick Nunn and thought he was going to be a huge factor for the Lakers last year. Now, last year, Kendrick Nunn, nobody was saving that team. I don't care who it was. That team was an absolute disaster. But we have a new team. We have new players. We have new coaches. We're going to have new systems, new defenses, new everything. Kendrick Nunn is part of this youth movement that the Lakers are doing, a guy that can fit in beautifully and seamlessly, and I really do think he's going to have a major impact on this team. I think Kendrick Nunn's going to get you a couple wins that you might have not have gotten. Again, I'm not saying he's a guy that is going to lead this team, or he's a guy that's going to go get you, 30 a night, night in and night out. But we don't need him to. We need him to do what Kendrick Nunn did, with Miami. Come in, be that solid rotation guy. Go and get us, consistently, night in and night out, 12 to 15 points a night. If you have a big game and you're hot and you get us 30, great. But in reality, we're not looking for you to come out and get 30 every single night. If you can, great. But we just need you to be consistent. We need you night in and night out to be the guy that can come in, whether it's off the bench, whether it's starting, whatever, knock down some threes, play some solid defense, facilitate, run the offense a little bit, this, that, and the other. That's what we're looking for from Kendrick Nunn, and that's what I think we're going to get from Kendrick Nunn this season. I have spoken his praises video after video about Kendrick Nunn along this journey. I've talked about him on several occasions because I'm really high on what Kendrick Nunn can do. Health, of course, is a big question, but outside of the bone bruise from last year, it's not like he has several years of injury history. And he says he's good. Doctors say he's good. The coach says he's good. He's working out at the facility. So why would we believe or think anything otherwise when, you're just seeing some random reports that are saying like, oh, word's coming out that unless you're there watching Kendrick Nunn in the gym, then how do you know? Again, him not playing 5-on-5s, I don't think is the biggest thing in the world, if I'm being honest. I really don't. I don't think that is something of concern right now. He's working back from injury. He's trying to get his feet. He's trying to work on his craft. And a good way to work on your craft is repetition, building that strength back up, this, that, and the other. Where they're going to get into training camp. Once they get into training camp, I think we'll see Kendrick Nunn participate in 5-on-5 drills and, operating as usual. And if that happens, then we know we're good. Everything will be right again in the world. Hopefully there's no setbacks. Hopefully there's nothing, that arises. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt again, anything like that. If he can be healthy, he can be solid, he can be a solid contributor, and play game in and game out. He doesn't have to play 82 games, but I need you to play at least, 60 to 65 games. You play something like that, I am more than happy. You be the guy that we saw with the Miami Heat. I am more than happy. I think that that's going to be a perfect fit. I think that's going to be huge for the Lakers, both offensively and defensively. I think he's a guy that, if LeBron takes a night off, then he's going to come in and he's going to be able to run the show. He's going to be a bigger contributor, bigger scorer. Those nights, I'm looking for Kendrick Nunn to go get me 20 to 25. But if you have LeBron, you have Anthony Davis, especially if you have Westbrook and stuff like that, I don't need you to go out and get me 30. I need you to go out, just be that third, fourth consistent scorer. Be that guy that night in and night out, we know, okay, Kendrick Nunn's playing, cool. He's going to go get us, 12 to 15. Maybe he has a good night, gets us 20, knocks down some threes, plays some solid defense, as part of the rotation. That's what I want to see from Kendrick Nunn. And that's what I think we're going to get from Kendrick Nunn. And we're starting to hear these reports from Nunn, from Ham, from, Lakers organization that Nunn is good. He's fine. He looks good. He says he feels good. What more do you need? It's like, why are we going to assume that he's lying or that, he's not going to work out or whatever until we actually until we actually get him in real game moments or we get him in, opportunities. Like, everyone's so quick to want to trade Kendrick Nunn. It's like, for what? This guy might be our third most consistent player. This guy might be our Malik Monk of last year, but on steroids, with better defense, better size, can create better, can do more things than Malik Monk did. As great as Malik Monk was last year, and as much as I loved Malik Monk, he was limited in many ways, and he's a guy that was a huge standout and a huge bright spot in a rather dark season for the Lakers, but Kendrick Nunn could be that and then some. He could be that guy that is just consistently putting up numbers, whether it's on the defensive end or the offensive end. I'm really excited to see what Kendrick Nunn brings to this Laker team and what he's going to be able to achieve with this Laker team. But as always, this is a discussion. Those are my thoughts and opinions, so I want to hear from you. Let me know yours down in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are you excited for Kendrick Nunn? Do you think, Kendrick Nunn's being slept on? Look, Darvin Ham, who would know better than him? He's sitting there, he's watching, he's scouting these guys, he's working with these guys, he's talking to these guys, he's doing everything. He's trying to build that relationship with his players and with his team. Why would he tell you otherwise? Why would he just say, oh yeah, Kendrick Nunn looks great when he doesn't? I think that we're in a good spot. Do you agree with that? Or do you think no, reports are reports, they're coming from somewhere, which I understand that, but there's also a lot of, BS reports. We hear it all the time. You always hear stuff. For all we know, those reports are to keep teams from trying to acquire Kendrick Nunn. Who knows? But, nonetheless, I think Kendrick Nunn could be a huge, huge X factor for this Lakers team. But however you feel about it, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.